everybody, this is Dez and doing another player profile. We've got Shadow Raven here from Shadow Ravens, and we're just going to get a closer look into Shadow Raven, or as many of us know him, Ben, before he changed his name. So what's going on, man? You mind if I call you Ben?
Yeah, hey Des, thanks for having me. Well, it's funny that everyone knows me as Ben until the one night I got drunk and changed my name to Shadow Raven. and we all know that you can only do that once.
Right. Yeah, I wish that was a gem button because, pay 1,000 gems or something to change your name, because that would probably be awesome. So since
I'm okay with it though. It's not a bad name to have.
I think it's pretty sweet. How'd that all go down?
Well, I remember the night I did it, and then we got, Shadow Willie, or, Willie D formerly, to change his name to Shadow Willie, and we got Kenny G to go to Shadow Kenny, or what is it? What is it now? I don't know. Anyways, a couple of people changed it. I thought we might all change it, but just a couple of us.
Yeah, that was an awesome trend, and basically, I think it's pretty sweet having those guys, kind of like the One Hive family. You've got One Hive, members that they just put OH behind their name, and for us Ohioans, that's even better, right?
Yeah, represent Ohio. It's funny. Des and I just realized we both had the same area code from kind of middle of nowhere Ohio.
Yeah, and we don't even live in Ohio anymore. But anyway, so there was a Facebook survey out there that basically broke down how proud you are, like the proudest states out there, right? The proudest people, I should say, out there in the states. And so I was expecting, Texas to be number one, or maybe I don't know, any of those states. But you know what the number one proudest people of their state were?
It's got to be Ohio.
It was, yeah. It blew everybody away. And I was like, man, because you always hear about Texans being all about Texas or Florida or California, right?
Yeah.
But OH?
I.O.
That's right.
Good people from Ohio.
Oh, yeah. The best. All right, so let's get a little more into you. And so I guess, how old are you?
I'm 32, I think, about to be 33.
Ah, congrats. When's your birthday? You don't have to tell us if you don't want to.
June.
June, okay, there we go.
Coming up, yeah.
All right, so this month. And
right
on. So I guess, what state you living in now? So, you're from Ohio.
I live in near Washington, D.C. now.
Okay, what took you there?
Just kind of been moving around for jobs. Lived in Boston for a while. Went to Miami of Ohio for school.
Okay.
How old are you, Des? We're going to flip this player profile around.
I'm 34.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, not too much older than you. So so you lived in Miami, you went to school there. I got actually, my cousin's going to Xavier right now. The other one just graduated from Ohio State. But
Go Bucks.
Yeah, but we actually moved to Wright Pat and lived there for 3 years. So that's right around the Miami area, Miami Valley there.
Oh, nice.
So it was good stuff.
How many kids do you have?
3.
Okay.
So
I have one little girl. She's about a year old now. So
oh my
we're right in the thick of it.
Yeah. So I guess plan on any more in the future, or?
Yeah. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. 1 is fantastic. 2 is great. And then 3, all hell breaks loose. So. I hear 4. There's like, oh yeah, there's no difference with 4. It's just like, they survive at this point. But I kind of feel bad, right? Because like my oldest gets most of my attention and my teaching, and then like my oldest one does the same, like, or my youngest one, I guess, gets all the, because she's the baby and the girl, right? So I kind of feel bad for my middle kid.
So you have two boys and a girl?
Yeah, yeah. So I like purposely go out of my way to give the middle kid attention, but oh my goodness, dude, there's not enough time.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, my wife leaves me with one child, and I can't handle it. Just like, I was just trying not to, let her swallow a grenade or something.
Yeah. So you guys helicopter parents?
No, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Is that good or bad?
Well, I guess it depends on your perspective. So basically, when I go to a playground, when they start climbing on things, I imagine every possible bad thing in the world happening. Like if they're on top of something, they're going to fall and die. They're going to break something. And so basically, for the longest time, we were helicopter parents, which means we helicoptered over them to make sure they would not get hurt. And
so that's actually a bad thing, or viewed negatively?
It's probably a little too much, to be honest. So I mean, we've gotten better, but those thoughts still cross my mind, and you're just there to trying to protect them, and because you can't hold their hands and coddle them on everything they do, and if you do that, then you're basically, I don't know, they were never going to be able to learn independence and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was cleaning out the grill today. You're going to have to edit the crap out of this video. People are going to be like, it's just you and Des, like, talking about your kids.
Right.
I was cleaning our grill, and my 1-year-old daughter took a tumble down. We have, like, 3 steps, or, maybe it's like 2.5 steps from the house to the outside, and she basically, like, did a somersault down it. All hell broke loose.
Right. And it's amazing how limber they are at that age. Like, they can bounce off the floor, and they're going to cry, but they're fine.
Yeah.
But at the time, you're like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably the helicopter parent you referenced.
Yeah, we kind of still are. Anyway, so I guess so we don't spend 18 hours on here. We're already up to 8 minutes. So what do you do on the civilian side?
Spoken like a true militant.
Right.
As a civilian. Well, I work for a bank, Wells Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Clash in my free time.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so I guess that gets into... I mean, were you always a gamer? I mean, what got you into playing video games?
I got really into gaming maybe like middle school. I don't know if you remember the game Ultima Online. It was
Oh yeah.
What's that acronym? MMORPG.
Yep. Yeah.
Role playing, basically online multiplayer.
Yeah.
And then played a bunch of like old school Warcraft before it was like World of Warcraft.
Nice. Okay.
And like the StarCraft and those sorts of like Command and Conquer type games.
So some real-time strategy games.
Yeah. But those were, and then I got a little bit into the World of Warcraft, but that seemed like you needed to spend 24 hours a day doing it.
Yeah.
And I think Clash is awesome because you can pick it up for 5 minutes on a bus or on a train or whatever it is and do an attack and put it down and pick it up 8 hours later or whatever it is, and just kind of fill a void of 5 minutes. And it just kind of fits nicely in that, I can't spend 24 hours a day on it, but I can, I have random pockets of nothing to fill my life with, basically.
Yeah.
And I think, what else is cool about Clash is, if we have a really intense war going on at night, and I'm just super stressed out about work, and I have all sorts of anxiety in my life from, either work or personal or whatever else, you can log into that war and just relax and get into the war and forget about everything else going on in life. So that's kind of why I'm attracted to, aside from all the strategy stuff and the camaraderie and all that.
Right. Yeah, it's nice where, see, now I'm kind of the opposite. So like if we got a big war, like this one going on, there's no way I'm sleeping tomorrow. Like,
yeah, kind of stresses you out.
Yeah, so like, I could be, I could know that we're gonna win. I could know that we're gonna lose, and still I'm gonna be like, okay, what's going on here? What do we got to do here? And like, just the big picture aspect of it. So I'll actually dream. Like the other night when we were at war with that random match that actually we lost to because we had, they had a couple more Town Hall 10s. I dreamt that Meyer got a 6-star war. So I wake up and I expect to see this, right? Open up my phone and I'm like, crap, I dreamt that.
Wow, it's invading your dreams.
Oh, it's
that's next level.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably
that's
bad.
Inception style.
Yeah, it's probably not a good thing.
No, I agree. Some wars are super stressful, but like for those that don't know, we just randomly matched playing with Gahak or PWC. But this is almost the type of war where we have nothing to lose. We should go out aggressively and let's play smart and plan attacks, but like, let's not stress out about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, because we're not expected to win. We should just go out there, have fun, and, just do our best. And worst case scenario, we learn and get better.
Yeah.
So I guess that, going back a little bit, you mentioned some of the things that you like about Clash. How did you hear about it? What got you started in the Clash?
One of my coworkers mentioned it to me, and I had a train ride from like New York to DC that was going to be 3 or 4 hours, and I downloaded it when I got on the train, and before I got off the train, I think I had bought like $50 worth of gems, and like, I was at Town Hall 5 the next day, or whatever.
Nice.
So, we all know it's a very addictive game, and I have just one of those addictive personalities, and just haven't been able to put it down since.
Yeah, that's okay. So you said that. That's kind of hard to see that you played Warcraft then. Did you just know you couldn't put the time into it?
Yeah, I was actually at like kind of a weird point in my life where I felt like if I got totally engulfed in it, bad things were going to happen.
Yeah. I was to the point, I was playing with the 3rd best clan in the world, Paradox. And basically how you measure success is how fast you took down the top instances. And so they were number 3 in the world, and they had the stupid start time. I was on East Coast time, and they were West Coast. So I would get on at 9 o'clock at night and play until about 4 a.m., 3 a.m., something like that. And then I'd get up at 6.
Awesome.
Yeah, then I'd get up at 6 and go to work.
Oh my God.
Come home,
that's brutal.
Nap, wake up, farm for the instance I was going to have to do, because you'd have to farm for like 2 hours just to get the resources you needed to go to that instance that you're going to do that night. And then things get better. Once you clear the instance, you clear it faster and faster each time. So, we were down to like 2 hours a night, but literally that was my life.
Brutal.
And I knew. Oh, go ahead.
It's so much fun, but it's so unhealthy.
Oh yeah, when the update came out, when the expansion came out for the game, I took off the whole week of work, and I got the game at like midnight that night, played it for 24 hours straight, got 3 hours of sleep, got back on for another 24 hours, and then I think I finally slept for like 6 hours the next day.
That's crazy.
It
Was
was, I mean,
that before kids?
yeah. So basically, work moved me to Cleveland. And when I was there, I was like, okay, I've got to put this game down and aside if I want to have a wife and kids and family. So basically, I knew that I wanted to have a family someday. And I knew that I wanted to have a dog. And to be able to have those responsibilities in my life, I had to quit this game. So symbolically, I uninstalled it and I burnt the discs.
Wow.
Just so in my brain, that was like the ending point.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that game either. Like, it was just too much for me.
Yeah. So I mean, when you're talking about addictive personalities, that's me. I do one thing.
Nice. Well, I'm glad we hooked you at Shadow Ravens.
Yeah. So whenever those other games come out, like Clash Royale, don't expect me to be into them.
Yeah.
I can't do both. So all right. Anyway, moving on. So your buddy got you into Clash of Clans. You started playing your Town Hall 5 the next day. Dropped some gems. What was some of the first clans you were in, and what was that like?
I was in some really low-class clans really the whole time. I played up until I found Shadow Ravens. And actually, you know how I found Shadow Ravens was my clan. We got our butts kicked by Shadow Ravens. And I had never really even, wasn't aware of the whole 3-star scene. And as soon as I saw that, I bookmarked you guys and, finally got enough courage when my heroes hit 15 or whatever to come apply, and that was a game changer.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just a totally different game from going from all farming and BS wars to super competitive stuff.
Yeah. So when did you, I can't remember exactly when you came over.
I don't know. It had to have been,
it's been a while
over
now.
a year now. Yeah. Maybe a year or two. I don't know.
Okay. Too long to remember, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So just for those who aren't in clan, I guess, and they're listening to this, what town hall are you?
I'm a Town Hall 9 maxed out, but I've been maxed for, I don't know, maybe 6 months now, and just refusing to go to Town Hall 10. Previously the decision not to go to Town Hall 10 was mostly because Town Hall 10 kind of sucked before the last couple of updates.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was mostly about 2 stars, and but now since Town Hall 10s are throwing up 3 stars against other Town Hall 10s, it's much more attractive. I mean, the Valks are pretty sweet now. But honestly, the farming, when you become an initial newborn Town Hall 10, that also scares me, right? I mean, it'll be 6 months or so before you can be, I don't know. CJ's doing it well now, so
yeah,
maybe it's in the cards.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's a 9.5, and a lot of the times in the range wars we can't use him. So that's part of the downside of it. But I mean, yeah, the farming. I mean, I'm still dealing with it now, I guess. But since that update dropped, I was like, oh man, I just maxed out all my heroes. I'm finally ready. I mean, I was super rushed, as you know, to begin with at Town Hall 10. And then, so I'm finally like the light at the end of the tunnel is there. And I'm like, boom, done. And soon as I upgraded my warrant to 20, this update dropped. Like, I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I can't catch a break. Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. I think these last set of updates have been fantastic. I think they've answered a lot of the war players' issues and created more balance in the game. So what do you, I mean, I guess so the latest update really has been friendly challenges. I mean, what do you think of friendly challenge?
cool to be able to practice on anti-3 bases, but at the same time, I'm the kind of player that takes a couple hours to plan an attack, and just somebody throwing up a friendly challenge is fun and exciting and all that, but it's just not the same at all in terms of planning, and so I don't know, kind of mixed emotions about it. I mean, it's definitely positive net, but it's just a totally different animal, you know?
Yeah, so like whenever somebody throws a challenge and it's been sitting there for a while, like if it's a Town Hall 9 and I got farming troops up, like I'll just go ahead and hit it. And then they're like, oh, you bully. And then, I might even fail on it. Like earlier today I was doing that. But I'm just looking at working on funnels, or I'm working on, okay, if I do this, what will my bowlers do, or what will the Volks do and stuff like that. And so I'm basically just trying to learn some AI. I might not even finish the attack. I might even quit halfway through it, because I'm just looking to see what happens.
That is good perspective. I never thought about it like that. And for some reason, and I don't think this is our clan, and I don't think it's our culture, and it's probably just me, but I feel like pressured in that friendly challenge to put up 3 stars, right?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, and
which is totally wrong.
Right. No,
it's not something to think about. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Like I feel that, like, hey, I think it's just the way we are. Like we want to always 3-star everything we touch.
Yeah.
And I guess particularly like whenever Willie and Mojo throw up a base, like I'm trying to wipe that thing out, right? And particularly if you get like 8 or 9 shots at it, and most of the time I got a farming base up right now. I'm trying to get my bowlers level 3, so it's like, and I'm super busy right now. So I can either farm or I can practice attacks, and I need to really practice attacks, but I really want my bowlers up next. It's like, where do you find that balance? And I guess there just is none right now.
So are bowlers the next big attack at TH11?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but I think I think the precision on attacks is now viable again. And so what I mean by that, so I was listening to a Saturday Night Hive podcast, and there were some modders on there, and basically they said that the update where the Volks came, basically the Warden came and they updated the Volks are what actually started to kill modding. And they're like, really? Why did that kill modding? And they said it killed modding because basically you spammed Volks and prayed. Because the precision on the attack started to die. Whenever you were a Town Hall 10 or Town Hall 11 and they were modding, and they took 4 hours to crack a base, that was something that they were proud of doing and something that they kind of got off doing, right? That's what made the game fun for them. And so whenever they came out with these Volks and it was easier to 3-star a base, but didn't take as much talent or precision, that's what made it not as fun. So it's kind of a good thing, because then the rest of us in the fair play community, we're like, this is awesome. You can finally 3-star a base, about time. There's finally balance to the game. And for them, it was like, well, this sucks. So whenever you ask if bowlers are the new thing, I think bowlers mixed with some of these miners and maybe big, see what we can do with baby dragons. I think air is back. I'm really, really bad at air attacks. However, I think air is viable again. I think you can use those new lava hounds and stuff. Livewire was doing it the other day just for a 2-star, or was it Genghis? It was Genghis, I think. But you know what I mean? It was a high percentage 2-star attack on an 11, and I think with more friendly challenges and stuff, I mean, you see Mojo, he's tearing it apart right now. Town Hall 11 bases, and I'm hoping I can catch up with him and pick his brain on the AI and what he's looking to get when he starts his attacks. And once you kind of know what you're looking for, it's easier to get. And he, like, he started using miners. He threw in a small group of miners in there, and it's like, okay, when do you place them and where do you place them? So I think my point is that I think the precision is coming back to the game on a good level. So I think you can spam troops, and I think it can happen, kind of like in the Ash's videos. He basically says, okay, if you do it in this order, it's a 3-star every time. I think people will start to find ways to counter that, so it's not always a 3-star every time. But if you start adding the precision in there, and okay, I'm gonna get this out of my miners. I need to get the clan castle out of this. I need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you start to add some precision into the game, I think it's going to be viable again. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get there.
Nice. Yeah, it seems that way.
All right, I'm feeling that I'm talking way more than you. Sorry about that.
I told you we're going to flip this around.
All right, so you told us how you found SR. I guess. Okay, so back on friendly challenges. I mean, what's one way do you think we could start using friendly challenge in a better way? We had a tournament scheduled, however, that ended up falling right during the end of a arranged war. I mean, I guess this could go broader than just friendly challenges, but what are some ways you think we can just make things better, more fun?
Well, we do have a friendly challenge tournament coming up against another clan, and is it Pigeonism?
Yes. Yeah.
Is the name of the clan?
Yep.
So I think that's coming up this week. I think that'll be fun. So in terms of how to make or how to integrate friendly challenges into our clan in a fun way, or
yeah, like so for instance, I was thinking like, hey, on off nights, like tonight, 9 to 10 o'clock, be there, drop down your friendly challenges. So therefore, we get as many people as we can to optimize. That was just an initial thought.
Yeah, we should totally hop on Discord and talk about, some sort of round robin tournament bracket, whatever it is. That would be fun. Have a standing appointment every Sunday night or whatever it is.
Yeah, Sunday nights are awesome.
When the Cavs aren't losing by 35 to Golden State.
Right. Yeah, probably won't have to worry about that next week. Wait, next week? Well, yeah, probably won't have to worry about that next week. All right, I like that. So maybe get like one person in charge of each town hall and just say, "Hey, on this night we're gonna jam it out."
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Is there anything about Clash that you would like to see changed, or any maybe updates or something that they added that they should probably take away, or something like that?
You know what I was thinking about the other day? I was like, man, I wish we could get a hold of like some guys that used to be in the clan that you can no longer track anymore, like Neverwinter or Hurricane or something, like just some sort of connectivity where you could, I don't know that you want to call it friend somebody, but like, have some sort of like contact list where you can see where they are and like, message them if you want. Like, where's Neverwinter? I don't know. Let's, see what clan he's in, or he's probably not even playing anymore, but,
right.
And I know that probably complicates the game, or, people don't want to be found, but I think that would be fun. And I think that what they did to the prep day in terms of you can't see any bases anymore, like I really used my prep day and I totally scouted the base inside and out. And if they changed it, great. I thought strategically about a base for a day and, it's gone. But,
right.
But if that base didn't change, we crushed it come war day. So I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with that change.
Yeah, I've heard you complain about that in game. So I think that kind of brings me to the next spot. A few months ago, you were helping out somebody, plan an attack and stuff like that. And so this is where I kind of feel robbed. Just because of the course of events and the way things were going in the clan at the time, I upgraded to Town Hall 10, and the world of suck began. Like, right, I was stuck in a Town Hall 10 and basically stuck in, now I'm trying the 2-star things. And of course, I didn't have the heroes to even do that at first, then alone 3-star, right? So I'm used to 3-star in bases, mostly with Go Wee Wee. But at that point in time in the game, it was, if you can 2-star a base, then you're set. That's how we won wars. Well, that eventually shifted and transitioned to a 3-star at the Town Hall 9 set with hogs and everything like that. So I feel a little robbed that I didn't get that experience, and it kind of hurts me now, to be honest, because I didn't get to learn how that's done. Like, I basically got to teach it, but never doing it, there's certain details that I lacked. And so I was listening or watching, I guess, you break down an attack to somebody, and you were just thinking of things that were like so next level. And I'm like, holy crap, I never would have thought of that. And now granted, things change at different Town Hall levels. Like, you worry about different things and you look at different things. But so I guess whenever you first initially look at a base, I guess we can be, if you want to, we can go in game and find one from last war if you want, or 2 wars ago. But what do you do whenever you look at a base to try to break it down?
Yeah. So now that the world has shifted completely to Valks, and I'm still very much a queen walk. That's the first thing I look for is where are the ADs, and are they going to be awkward such that I can't keep my queen alive the whole time? Are they going to stick out in an awkward manner that when my queen wraps around a corner, or basically trying to protect my healers is the first thing I look for. And there's a few things I look for that you pretty much turn up your probability to success. So if I can queen walk and get one of their heroes, great. If I can queen walk and get the clan castle, perfect. So after looking at the ADs, and pretty much your queen has to survive the whole time, right? Because now with the 3 minutes versus 3.5, you have to start your other troops so quickly that you almost can't really pay attention to your queen any longer.
Right.
So I need her to go through an area that doesn't have huge damage points. The other thing I look for with, now that we're all using Valks all the time, so assuming I do a queen walk followed by a golem and some Valks, the most important thing with Valks now is you want to path them in a very similar way where you took great care to path your hogs, and not in the same sense that you're looking out for a giant bomb or two with the hogs, but you want to path them so that you keep them together the whole time. So you never want to throw a jump spell so that your Valks could go into 3 different compartments, and you don't know which compartment they're going to go into. I look for ways where my Valks are guaranteed to jump all into the same compartment and continue on the same path together, because once they separate, they're not powerful anymore. If you've got 2 Valks in one compartment and 2 Valks in another, all of them they're all gonna die. So I could probably go off on this for an hour or so without any more boundary, but the main things I look for, keep my queen alive, try and get a hero out of the queen walk, at least the clan castle, and then try to keep my Valks pathing together, and then backside hogs. I mean, that's kind of my go-to all day long.
Okay. Okay, so that's pretty
That
big.
put you to sleep, does?
No. I mean, and basically, you're saying you can go on for hours. I think this is great because I mean, this is something that I mean, the first part here, we're talking about some of the basic things that you're looking for, and now we're looking like, okay, if you want to turn off the YouTube video, you can do so right now, or you can continue to listen to Nerd Talk, and
All right, you're right.
So I think that's great. I mean, this is the learning portion, I guess, is what can we learn from Ben, and so I think that's some good information because I mean, even at Town Hall 11, I mean, I basically do the same thing, and some of the part where you get people basically complaining, they're like, "Oh man, my Volk split or something like that." Well, just because you didn't funnel them right, or
Yeah.
or how they all split up. It's like, well, you need to drop the jump spell before you drop your Volks, or you need to drop them here because they're gonna path to the next open spot, and that's through a wall. Well, they're already going to the next spot when you dropped your jump, so your jump is now useless.
Yeah.
And so that's what some of the people kind of irritates me a little bit because they just maybe it's ignorance that they don't know the AI or they don't care to know the AI. Like somebody commented the other day, like, "Oh, my Volks walked." Well, your Volks should never walk. I mean, you can say, "Oh, I screwed up my funnel." I mean, that can happen, but they're not going to just walk on purpose. You should have planned that out. Like, oh, I didn't get enough out of my top portion, so I didn't get enough for the funnel. My bad.
Yeah. Which is why to me that the new Hiva that people are trying out, you're not really funneling Valks any certain way, and they're just kind of, they tend to scatter, and it's so random. You never really know where they're going to go.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
I don't know. So I've been.
I saw you say we
I've
should
been a
discourage it.
strong proponent against that attack lately, but I don't know. Maybe it's the next big thing.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think it might work in certain cases, but again, you're kind of throwing out the Hail Mary that, hey, this attack's gonna work,
Yeah.
and it might. Kind of like that Max attack, whenever the Max attack was popular on the anti-2 bases.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, this is probably gonna work, as long as I can get here. So all right. I mean, anything else you want to tell anybody, or shout out, or?
I don't know. Shout out to Shadow Ravens. I mean, I love being part of the clan. I think everybody's solid, and it's more just the camaraderie in the clan is awesome, and I think that's most important to me at least. So, love all you guys, and Des, think you do a great job leading us all. So, appreciate the time.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Good stuff, and we thank all you do, and thank you for staying Town Hall 9. I know Greff and some of the other guys are like, hit the button. But as someone who looks at the big picture type of things, and I know there's reasons for staying at Town Hall 9 other than the big picture things, but I do appreciate you.
Right on, man. Thank you. Good luck editing the 40-minute phone call we just had.
Thanks. All right, guys. Des on Clash, and we're signing off.